remember when I went to Nasir first and I said, he tells me now, he said he resented meeting me because Shabana ka boyfriend aa gaya. He didn't want to do the film because he thought I would favor Shabana, and the same as you, who's this failed actor who's coming here. But I remember him asking, and this is a question I've never been able to answer. He said, so who is the character? So I said, I took his name and I said, it's in the script. He said, no, describe the character to me. And I said, Nasir, he's like me, he's like you, he's a human being, And I've always felt that. And then what Nasir did was he became me. He was wearing my clothes. He was wearing it. I used to do Dig Jam ads those days, and he was spending time in my house talking to my father. And I think that he just became a human being. And in the exploration of being human, of course, Mogambo wasn't a human being. I mean, that's a different kind of thing. But in the exploration of being human, you create this kind of state of grace.
So then after Bandit Queen, why did you... Many people in the industry said, including one of your uncles said to me, yes, Shekar, Elizabeth pe film kyun bana raha hai? Why did you choose to do a film on Elizabeth? I mean, you had a lot of offers. You had many films on your plate. You could have done any one of them. Why Elizabeth, Queen of England?
Well, the decision to go outside India and to make films outside India was not because of Elizabeth. Contrary to popular belief, I didn't suddenly get offered Elizabeth. I actually went and I sat in a hotel in the United States in Los Angeles and waited and met people. First trying to convince them I can speak English, then tried to convince them that I can make a film internationally. Waiting, hoping to get beyond, because whatever I did in India. See, don't forget that this film was funded by Channel 4. The funding did not come from India. Yeah. Funding is different now. And so what I was going to do was, if I wanted to go ahead, I had to go back and make another Hindi film and the kind of stories I was allowed to tell. Every time I would talk to somebody at that time, things had changed now, but people would say, "Isme maa nahi hai," it's things like that, And so it was a desire to explore other stories to tell that led me there. But it took me almost a year before Elizabeth was offered to me. I ran out of money for all the offers here and all the crores that were being offered to me here. I actually sat there and went broke and thinking, how long can I play this farce? How long can I stay here? But then Elizabeth got offered, and I tried very hard not to do it. I got really scared.
What scared you? The scale?
Not the scale. I didn't know the scale. I was told the scale later. When I was offered it, I thought, oh, that's such an adventure for me to make a film about a British queen that I know nothing about. So I just said yes, because it provokes me, to do it. And then I called the producer the next day and I said, I'm not sure I want to do this film. And he said, why? And I said, because there is nothing more boring to me than the genre of the English frock film, as they call it. And he said, I wish. But no, what it is that sometimes, there's a great story about Satyajit Ray, about some film, and I know there are enough filmmakers who will tell me which film that was, where he was shooting about two actors at the back of a taxi, and it was shot through a rear view mirror of the taxi, and the rear view mirror was half broken, and there were reams and passages and chapters written about the meaning of the half broken mirror, till somebody decided to ask him, and he said the problem was that you could see the camera in the other half. So, we filmmakers, I can answer your question in many, many different ways. And a lot of people have said, how did you find Kate Blanchett? And there were many different ways that I can describe it. I was looking for this. I needed to find a person who has spirit. And actually, yes, I had a vague idea about who I wanted, and I saw a promo reel from a film that nobody saw that she had done. And I realized that that's Kate. And then nobody could shift me from there. Now, what was it that I saw 5 shots of a girl who's now become one of the biggest stars in the world, when the studios were threatening to fire me if I wanted her? My agent was saying, don't go take a star, and I went all the way to Australia to get her. What is it? I don't know. I mean, I can be honest and say I was destined to do it. But then I just saw her, and she somehow, I said, now I say, when people ask me, and if I want to sound good and professional, I say, well, I was looking for somebody that could be vulnerable at the same time and ruthless at the same time, and who had a quality that she belonged both to the past and to the present and the future, that she could be spirit and mortal at the same time. These are wonderful things to say, and they all get printed. And that's a great thing about that, and everybody gets really impressed with you. But the fact is, it just happened.